Why are Paul's missionary journeys confusing to some? Have you ever wondered why some people find Paul's missionary journeys a bit puzzling? Let's break it down together. First, the New Testament does not lay out Paul's journeys in a simple, straight line. The book of Acts shares stories about 3 main journeys, but it sometimes repeats details or highlights different points. This can make it tricky to follow along. Paul's letters, which were written at various times during or after these journeys, also mention events that need careful checking to fit them into the right timeline. Next, think about the geography. Paul's travels took him across a wide area in the eastern Mediterranean. He visited places like Syria, Cilicia, Galatia, Asia Minor, Greece, and even Rome. The names of these ancient cities have changed or may not even exist today. This adds another layer of complexity when trying to understand where he went and in what order. Another factor is the people who traveled with Paul. He had different companions on different journeys. For instance, during his first journey, he traveled with Barnabas and John Mark. However, John Mark left early, and on his second journey, Paul traveled with Silas instead of Barnabas. These changes in travel partners and the fact that Paul revisited cities like Antioch or Jerusalem can make it hard to keep track of which journey is which. The length of each journey also varies and sometimes overlaps with important events. For example, Paul's second journey lasted about 2.5 to 3 years, during which he spent a long time in Corinth. His third journey included a 3-year ministry in Ephesus. These lengthy stays and pauses for ministry or legal matters can confuse the timeline even more. To truly grasp Paul's missionary journeys, it helps to study the timeline closely. Cross-referencing the book of Acts with Paul's letters can provide clarity. Mapping out the historical and cultural context of the regions he visited is also beneficial. This approach reveals how Paul aimed to spread the gospel to both Jews and Gentiles, the challenges he faced, and how the early church developed. Understanding the sequence and context of Paul's journeys can enhance your comprehension of his letters. Many of these letters were directed at specific communities he founded or visited. This understanding highlights how the early church expanded and the theological issues Paul dealt with in different cultures. By piecing together these details, you can see how the gospel was shared across diverse groups and how faith was practiced in various situations. This knowledge can make Paul's teachings more relevant to our lives today.